Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Louisburg, North Carolina. It's a Wednesday midweek in the back half of college baseball season, the 30th game of the Louisburg College Hurricanes 2025 regular season here at the historic Frazier Field. Louisburg College hosting Wake Tech Community College this afternoon, with the action coming to you right here live from behind the backstop on the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hurricanes Baseball. I'm Bill Martone. This past weekend, the Hurricanes won the weekend series against Cleveland Community College, 2-1, with notable performances by Culbreth, Green, Dorner, and Slowinski, putting Louisburg College firmly in second place of the D2 West standings in Region 10 of the NJCAA. The Wake Tech Eagles are on a 5-game skid with Louisburg, looking to keep their momentum going after having won 6 of their last 7 conference matchups. Can the Hurricanes stay focused during the midweek and confident while not taking the grounded Eagles for granted? Stay tuned to find out right here on the Louisburg Sports Network after the break. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network, brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, quality for over 40 years, and Mangum Insurance Agency, with products and service for every occasion, and Johnny's Barbecue, located right here in Louisburg, North Carolina, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. Good afternoon again, everyone, and welcome to Louisburg, North Carolina. It's a Wednesday midweek in the back half of college baseball season, the 30th game of the Louisburg College Hurricanes 2025 regular season here at the historic Frazier Field. Louisburg College hosting Wake Tech Community College this afternoon, with the action coming to you right here live from behind the backstop on the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hurricanes Baseball. I'm Bill Martone. This past weekend, the Hurricanes won the weekend series against Cleveland Community College 2-1, with notable performances by Casey Colbreth, James Green, Anthony Dorner, and Evan Slowinski, putting Louisburg College firmly in the second place spot of the D2 West standings in Region 10 NJCAA. The Wake Tech Eagles come in this afternoon on a 5-game skid with Louisburg, looking to keep their momentum as they head into the weekend, having won 6 of their last 7 conference matchups. Can the Hurricanes stay focused on the midweek and confident while not taking the grounded Eagles for granted? Stay tuned to find out right here on the Louisburg Sports Network after the break. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network. Brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years. And Mangum Insurance Agency, with offices in Coates and Dunn, products and service for every occasion. And Johnny's Barbecue, right here in Louisburg, North Carolina, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. Scheduled game time today at 3 o'clock, postponed due to a late arrival by the Wake Tech Eagles. But it's starting to look like we're about to get underway here shortly, as head coach Blake Herring and our 2 umpires for this afternoon have converged upon home plate. Just waiting on head coach DJ Russ of the Wake Tech Eagles to come out and do the expected pre-game meeting over home plate. Off to the left, Coach Russ will be entering the frame here momentarily with his lineup. If you were tuned in over the weekend, you got to see that matchup between the Hurricanes and the Yeti right here on Louisburg Sports Network, as Louisburg took games 1 and 3 over Cleveland Community College Yetis. And that firmly put them in second place of the D2 standings. If you go to the Region 10 website, you'll be able to see that right here. Catawba Valley Community College at the top of the conference, with Louisburg College now firmly in second place. Cleveland Community College was tied with Louisburg prior to the weekend, and after the 3-game homestand set was all said and done, Louisburg came out on top and Cleveland in third. Patrick and Henry, who was off to a hot start in the early season, has slipped down to fourth, with Wake Tech there in fifth and Guilford and Southwest Virginia in the basement for the D2 West in Region 10. Still a lot of college baseball to be played in the month of April, with the postseason to be played mostly in May. And obviously, everybody looking to move up that leaderboard as much as possible. But right now, the Hurricanes have to stay focused on the midweek conference matchup, the second against Wake Tech. And for the foreseeable future, each Wednesday, these two teams will be facing off in midweeks between here at Frazier Field and then at Ting Stadium in Holly Springs, the home field for the Wake Tech Eagles. Right now, it looks like head coach Blake Herring discussing the out-of-play area off your right side of this screenshot here, where there is a batting turtle, a portable batting turtle that is in playable territory but deemed out of play. So if any pass balls at first should go into that area, automatic one base for the base runner. Looks like the ceremonial pregame meeting of the two coaches and two umpires wrapping up. And we'll have introductions and national anthem here shortly.
Batting second, the second baseman, number 1, sophomore Colin Cusick. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 6, sophomore Evan Slawinski. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 30, freshman Kenny Jadel. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 10, sophomore Anthony Jones. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 42, sophomore James Green. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 4, sophomore Steven Kreiner. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 32, freshman Jace Nudd. Batting ninth, number 39, playing right field, sophomore Nick Lobello. On the bump tonight, the Hurricanes, freshman number 41, Henry Good. We'd like to ask everyone in attendance to please rise, remove your caps, direct your attention to left center field as we play our nation's national anthem.
We're at the far end of West College Street in Louisburg, North Carolina, where Coach Herring and the Hurricanes are looking to pick up a midweek win ahead of a very challenging weekend ahead of them against the first place Catawba Valley Community College. With Henry Good and the Hurricanes having taken the field, let's take a quick look at the lineup for the Wake Tech Community College Eagles. Rickabaugh, Gustafson, and Penner in the top three spots of the lineup. Gaffney, Schultz, and Steiner in the middle, with Mays, Schlechte, and Matthews in the bottom third. And those 9 batters right there are going to be facing off against this young man on your screen. Henry Good out of Ainger, North Carolina from Garner High School. Has 3 starts and a 2-0 record to his name so far in the 2025 season. 7.72 ERA with 14 strikeouts and an opposing batting average of .268 for the freshman right-hander. Pitchers ready, batters ready, and the first pitch from Henry Good, a called strike. Leadoff batter, Cameron Rickbaugh. One ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. We're in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. And a swing and a miss. And the first batter for Henry Good goes down swinging. Four pitches puts a K in the book for Henry Good as he's making his 4th start with a 2-0 record. Max Gustafson. I'm going to stumble on that all day, Max, and sorry to your family. Hard hit on the right side. Right to Jace Dunn. He flips it to Henry Good, a PFP, and 2 outs quickly here in the top of the first inning. Colton Tanner, left fielder, steps in batting .358. The 0-1. Catches the outside corner. Our umpires for today, home plate umpire and crew chief Alan Alford. And on the infield, Lee Dunn. Penner chops off the next offering from Henry Good. And the count is 0-2 with 2 out and nobody on. We're in the top of the first. We're at Frazier Field, Louisburg, North Carolina, about an hour and change northeast of the state capital, Raleigh. Got about 35, 36 people right now in the live stream. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. You're watching a midweek JUCO baseball game between Louisburg College and Wake Tech Community College. Henry Good strikes him out looking. A 1-2-3 inning for Henry Good and the Hurricanes, as Rickbaugh, Gustafson, and Penner go down in order. And when the Eagles come back to the plate, Gaffney, Schultz, and Steiner due up. Your Louisburg College Hurricanes batting order for this afternoon, leading off and catching Teowa Costello, followed by Colin Cusick, the shortstop. Second baseman. There's a mistake there. And Evan Slewinski in the third spot as the shortstop. In the middle of the batting order, Kenny Shadle, Anthony Jones, and James Green. And rounding out, Stephen Kreiner, Jace Dunn, and Nick Labello. Teowa Costello leading off for the Hurricanes. Very commonplace in the leadoff position this season, and rightfully so. He leads the team in batting order and as well stolen bases. Costello fouls off the first offering from Aiden Warnock. The 0-1. Sidearm delivery from Warnock sails across the opposite batter's box. Warnock of Owen High School in Asheville, North Carolina, a 6'4" freshman, 170 pounds, right-handed throwing. And that one goes behind the back of the catcher for Louisburg, Teowa Costello. Warnock, with a 4.07 ERA, has made 10 appearances with 2 game starts. He's pitched 24 and a third inning with 24 strikeouts, an opposing batting average of 200. The 3-1. Down the middle to fill up the count. Costello with 40 hits, 20 RBIs, and he draws the walk as the leadoff batter out of Warnock.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 1, Colin Cusick.
Colin Cusick steps in with a 341, and the leadoff batter steals on the first pitch and is safe down at second. Cusick with a couple of home runs to his name and 17 RBIs. He has an on-base percentage of .417. The pitch from Warnock to Cusick outside the strike zone. Hit on the left side, but foul, and the count will be 1-1. As mentioned, Cusick with the .341 batting average has 30 hits and has scored 29 runs of his own, has 5 doubles, and that one to the third baseman. Steiner across, 5-3 for the first out. Costello holds at second after picking up a stolen base. And now the shortstop, Evan Slewinski, batting .314, 3 homers of his own with 26 RBIs. The pickoff on Costello at second, not in time. Warnock deals, and a fly ball into center field. Caden Schlechte gets under it, and they're 2 away. Defense for the Wake Tech Community College Eagles. Penner, Schlechte, Mays across the outfield. Steiner, Gustafson, Matthews, and Schultz on the infield, third to first, with Rickabaugh catching for Warnock. Cleanup hitter, Kenny Shadle with 11 home runs. He is 5th in D2. And that one is high, it is far, but it gets caught on the track. So Shadle flies out to Schlechte for the third out. And when the Hurricanes come back to the plate in the second inning, it'll be Jones, Green, and Kreiner due up. Another view at the Hurricanes starting pitcher for today, Henry Good. 21 innings with 5 strikeouts looking. And he picked up another one on Colton Penner to end the first inning. A crafty right-handed freshman pitcher out of Garner, North Carolina. The defense for your Hurricanes this afternoon behind Henry Good, James Green, Stephen Kreiner, and Nick Labello across the outfield from left to right. Shadle, Slewinski, Cusick, and Dunn on the infield from third to first. And Teowa Costello behind the plate, catching for Henry Good. First pitch to Blake Gaffney, a foul ball. The 2-1, just a bit up in the over the top of the strike zone, and the leadoff batter Gaffney will have the advantage here as we start the top of the second inning. And the next offering, too good to refuse, and he hacks that one foul into the backstop netting. 4-3. Cusick to Dunn. Nick Schultz coming to the plate for his first time this afternoon, batting .296. Played in 20 games, has made 5 appearances, and has a .426 slugging. Batting .320. Oh, I'm sorry, back that up. .328 is on base. The average being .296. The 2-0. Swung on, hard hit. Shadle backhands it across. 5-3, and Jace Dunn tags him in the base path as he got drawn off. Shadle starting to get quite comfortable over at third on the hot corner. Started in the fall and the beginning of the season with a rep or two out and right. Now he's made a pretty solid home for himself on the left corner of the infield. Jen Steiner, a local product, batting .247. Takes a first pitch called strike from Henry Good. Fastball up and away, gets fouled off on the right side, and Steiner now behind in the count, 0-2 with 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the second inning here at Frazier Field in Louisburg, North Carolina. And the next pitch popped up on the right side, and Nick Labello puts it away. Another 1-2-3 inning for Henry Good as Gaffney, Schultz, and Steiner go down in order. And when the Eagles come back to the plate in the third, Mays, Schlechte, and Matthews will be due up. Right now, though, your Louisburg College Hurricanes coming to the plate will be Anthony Jones, James Green, and Steven Kreiner. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network, brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years, and Mangum Insurance Agency with offices in Coates and Dunn, North Carolina. Products and service for every occasion. And Johnny's Barbecue right here in Louisburg, North Carolina, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. Aiden Warnock back on the bump for the Eagles. To start off the second inning, he's going to face off against the Hurricanes' designated hitter, Anthony Jones. The first offering to Jones, a breaking ball outside. Off-speed pitch, middle in of the strike zone, evens up the count on the DH, 1-1. Warnock deals, and Jones takes a big swinging cut over the top of a breaking ball that has the bottom fall out of it, and he finds himself quickly behind in the count, 1-2. Chop foul past Steiner on the left side. Jones with 16 walks this season has an on-base percentage of .377. has 23 hits, 5 doubles, with 23 RBIs. Warnock deals a breaking ball that goes to the opposite batter's box. The count now is full with no outs on the leadoff batter. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Hard hit into the Eagles' dugout and ricochets off the concrete walls and kicks out into fair territory. So home plate umpire and crew chief Alan Alford is going to hold play. There we go. It's been retrieved out of frame on the left side. And the payoff pitch to Jones. Breaking ball that finds the dirt. Cameron Rickabaugh behind the plate blocks it. It's going to make way for the man of the midseason for the Hurricanes. That is James Green. He has racked up 6 home runs in about the last 7 games. Draws that left hand down, or rather up the shaft of the bat, up toward the barrel. Looked like he was about to square to bunt. But pulls it back in time. The first pitch missed. And now Warnock comes back with a little bit more velocity on the inside, but misses again. 2-0. Runner on first, no out. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-0 swung on and sliced foul out of play. About 54, 55 people joining in, with a few folks who know me personally chiming in. Thanks for acknowledging. Great to see familiar faces, or names at least. And Green holds off on the next pitch from Warnock. 3-1 count. If you're out there watching, let us know where you're coming from. Are you here locally in the Capital District of North Carolina or somewhere else in the United States, maybe even abroad? You're watching JUCO Midweek Baseball. The 3-1. And Green fouls that one off now to fill up the count. Anthony Jones down on first. Leadoff batter walked. The pitch. And Green is looking to be productive. A walk-off home run here last Friday night against Cleveland Community College started the weekend off on a good note for the Hurricanes. James Green put it over the right field fence, deep, far, and into the darkness. That one hit hard to the first baseman. He bobbles it, grabs it barehanded, and steps on first. Nick Schultz.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 4, Steven Ryder.
An unassisted out for the first baseman, Nick Schultz. And Jones makes his way down to second. Steven Kreiner. First pitch popped up on the right side. Getting under it is Colton Mays. And Anthony Jones will hold as the throw from Mays to Steiner is made. So a quick 2 outs with a runner on as the first baseman, Jay Dunn, steps to the plate. He is the 8th in a lineup of 9. Dunn batting .327 with 20 RBIs and 7 doubles. The 1-0. Warnock misses quite a bit down on the first baseman. Two out and a runner on second. The 2-0 pitch misses up and away. Warnock hunting and getting dangerously close to the strike zone, but not enough to tempt the Hurricane batters, who have a keen eye for what the crew chief Alan Alford will call. And a 3-0 count right now. We'll see if Dunn takes a fastball down the middle, as he does. And the hitter's count of 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner on second. The pitch swung on, right center field, and that ball hits the fence. That'll be enough for Anthony Jones to score, and Jace Dunn picks up a 1 RBI double to the batter's eye in right center field.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 39.
So the Hurricanes strike first in the midweek second of the season between the two teams. And back, or at the bottom of the lineup, is not Henry Good. It is indeed Nick Labello, the right fielder. And he has taken 2 called strikes, 4 home runs for the right fielder out of New York, .337 with 22 RBIs. Two out, runner on second. The 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball from Warnock. Quite a bit across the opposite batter's box. Is not going to get a seasoned hitter like Labello to swing. And Warnock misses low with the fastball. 2 out, 2 on, or 1 on second at least, and a 2-2 count. Hit past the diving second baseman Cam Matthews. Right fielder Colton Mays picks it up, and Jace Dunn scores from second on a single by the right fielder.
Now batting, the leadoff and the catcher, number 13, Taylor Costello.
Back to the top of the Hurricanes lineup with Teoa Costello. He walked and picked up a stolen base in the first inning. Labello goes. The throw down is going to get past. Labello's going to get up and keep running. And he picks up 2 stolen bases. As he started at first, head first into second, and quickly saw the ball go past Cam Matthews into right field. And he took off for third as Caden Schlechte made the throw to Steiner at third, but not in time before the right fielder was able to dive head first. Cut back some of that wind noise. Double-edged sword here. We have outdoor microphones trying to give you some ambient sounds of the game. And it looks like head coach DJ Russ is going to come out to talk to the right-hander. So right now the Hurricanes with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the second inning. They have 2 outs and a runner on third. That is Nick Labello. He singled and then picked up 2 stolen bases on 1 throw. He had an RBI on that single, which was Jace Dunn, the batter before him, who doubled and picked up an RBI. Anthony Jones started off the second inning with a walk. Partial check swing from Costello, but home plate umpire Alan Alford calls it a called strike. I'm not sure. I don't think he indicated it was a swinging strike. Hard hit on the left side. Steiner diving past his glove goes the ball, and Labello makes it 3 for the Hurricanes. So an RBI single for the Hurricanes catcher Teoa Costello as he's back on first base for the second time in 2 innings. Cusick's second at bat. He grounded out to the third baseman. And now Costello in a rundown, and he runs right into the tag. Cusick will be up when the Hurricanes come back in the third. Followed by Evan Slewinski and Kenny Shadle, but for right now, the Eagles will be Mays, Schlechte, and Matthews. First pitch on the leadoff in the third inning. Colton Mays, a called strike, followed by a ball. So now the count is 1-1 on the leadoff batter. We're at the bottom third of the order with Mays, Schlechte, and Matthews. Right fielder, center fielder, and second baseman defensively for the Eagles. Eagles picked up, or rather the Hurricanes picked up 3 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the second. If you're just joining us, it is a 3-0 game in favor of the Hurricanes. Doing a little housekeeping here, but we're back in action. And Henry Good starts to deal to Caden Schlechte, the center fielder. Colton Mays went down swinging. That is the third strike of the afternoon for Henry Good. That one was on the inside, but it was pretty close. And the count now is 2-2. Schlechte reaches and slaps one up in the air. Oncoming is Steven Kreiner from center field, and that'll be a FO8 in the book for the second out. Bottom of the order, Cam Matthews playing second base and batting .273. Very comfortable weather here this afternoon at Frazier Field. High 60s, just a gust here and there occasionally. And Matthews swings through the next offering. Cloudy skies, but no forecast forecasted. And a swing and a miss. Henry Good with his fourth strikeout after the third inning to end the side. When the Eagles come back, Rickbaugh, Gustafson, and Penner. Right now, though, for your Louisburg College Hurricanes, Colin Cusick, Evan Slewinski, and Kenny Shadle. Colin Cusick coming to the plate. He stepped in the second inning, but had to go back when Costello got caught stealing. It's his second trip of the afternoon. Cusick grounded out to the third baseman Steiner in his first at-bat. And the first two pitches from Aiden Warnock, not quite in the strike zone. A 2-0 count. Hard hit, but going to drift foul into the parking lot. Down the left-hand side. If you've been here to Frazier Field, you'll know that the parking lot for spectators is behind the left field fence. And sheltering some of that in left field are very large mature pine trees. A hard hit on the left side, Steiner across, and Cusick out for the second time to the third baseman, Jen Steiner. Out in left field are these very large pines that somewhat guard the parking lot or a portion of it, but they stand easily 75 to 100 feet tall. And Kenny Shadle put one over those trees earlier this season. Right now, though, the shortstop, Evan Slowinski. And he looks at 2 strikes from Warnock with 1 out. Slowinski popped out to the center fielder in his first at-bat, Schlechte. Hard hit, but foul again into the bullpen. That sits just off the left field line. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out for the Hurricanes shortstop, Evan Slowinski. Warnock deals a breaking ball, just misses a bit on the inside, but had some good horizontal travel. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Starting pitcher for the Eagles, Aiden Warnock. He's at 42 pitches right now. He's facing his 12th batter. Cuffed, a roller to the shortstop, Gustafson. And a 6-3 makes it 2 outs. Shadle.
And now batting, the 3rd baseman, number 30.
In the cleanup spot for a good reason. This man is 5th in the D2 standings of home runs so far this season with 11. Hard to believe that that only gets you 5th, because this young man has just been putting the ball over the fence here and on the road. Pick off to first, not in time. And I'm mistaken. Slowinski beat out the throw. He's on first. So 1 out and a runner on first. If you're keeping a box score at home, don't listen to what I'm telling you. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first. Hurricane softball game going on to our left. You can hear some of the cheering going on over there. And the offering from Warnock across the opposite batter's box. Rickabaugh behind the plate, getting a workout. Breaking ball, right to the glove, and a double play by the first baseman, Schultz. Leaped up, grabbed it, and basically came down right on first base. Bang, bang play for the Eagles. Leaves another runner on. When your Louisburg College Hurricanes come back to the plate in the 4th inning, it'll be Anthony Jones, James Green, and Steven Kreiner. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network. Brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years. And Mangum Insurance Agency with offices in Coates and Dunn, products and service for every occasion. And Johnny's Barbecue, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue right here in Louisburg, North Carolina, out front of the Walmart Supercenter. About 65 people following along this afternoon on a midweek matchup between the Hurricanes and the Eagles. And Henry Good back on the bump. The starting pitcher is approaching 40 as we start the top of the fourth. Cameron Rickabaugh gets plunked. Quite a few four-year program scouts here, including one from the Kansas City Royals organization. And a breaking ball goes outside in on the left-handed Max Gustafson. I cannot say it, I'm sorry. Gustafson. Have to say it quick. Pickoff. Not in time, but a good effort by the right-hander out of Garner High School. Product, Henry Good. He is now a solid part of the rotation here at Louisburg. And that cutter finds the strike zone. Gustafson is now behind in the count, 0-2. The pitch swung on and fouled down the right field line. The 0-2 outside. Bit of a throwaway pitch on an 0-2 count after a foul ball. See if you can't get the batter feeling a little desperate to protect. The 1-2 just misses a bit upstairs, but on the outer edge of home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on first, no outs. And the same exact spot, Henry Good trying to get crew chief Alan Alford to think differently about that location, but I don't think he's going to budge. The 3-2, and that one gets him looking, as the kids these days call it, window shopping. Colton Penner steps in as Henry Good tries to pick off Cameron Rickabaugh, the catcher. He got hit by a pitch to start off the inning. That breaking ball tunnels inside and breaks out, but still manages to cross through the strike zone over home plate. The 0-1, hard hit through the 5-6 hole on the left side out to James Green. That'll be a single. First hit of the game for the Eagles, Colton Penner, in the top of the fourth inning. Runners now first and second with 1 out. Blake Gaffney about to step in. Another hit on the right side. And that'll load up the bases. First pitch to Gaffney. One out, and the infield likely to be in, but Coach Herring going to go out and talk to the freshman right-hander as well as his infield corners, Dunn and Shadle. Some keys to the game that Coach Herring shared with me before we got started here. The top four, got to keep them off balance and off base. Well, we got 3 out of those top 4 that are on base right now. Solid defense, back to basics, minimize the errors, and be in the moment. Don't get too tied up thinking about the weekend ahead of you playing the first place team. This is still a conference matchup for the Hurricanes, and they need to be laser focused here to not let this one get away from them. Bases loaded with 1 out. Shadle at third, playing in, and Dunn just behind the base runner. On the bases, Rickabaugh on third, Penner on second, Gaffney on first, and Nick Schultz is at the plate. Schultz grounded out to the third baseman, and he holds off on a breaking ball from Henry Good. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are tied up. He looks at a called strike. Schultz with 1 home run this season. That one pops up. Kenny Shadle coming in on the pitcher's mound just in front of it. He makes the catch. Two outs now with runners at each of the infield bases. And Jen Steiner, the third baseman for the Eagles, he popped out to the right fielder, Nick Labello, in his first at-bat. Popped up again, Nick Labello again calling for it. Kreiner calls him off. And Henry Good and the Hurricanes get out of trouble, leaving 3 stranded as we're in the middle of the 4th inning. Mays, Schlechte, and Matthews when the Eagles come back. But shortly, Jones, Green, and Kreiner for the Hurricanes. Your Louisburg College Hurricanes battled last weekend to pick up and move up into second place of the D2 West standings for Region 10. And right now, Anthony Jones, he walked in his first at-bat, and he swings at a breaking ball from Warnock. Another breaking ball that comes inside and crosses into the strike zone. So an 0-2 count quickly on the designated hitter. Jones checks his swing on that breaking ball from Warnock. 2-2, 60 pitches for the right-hander. And he continues to tempt Anthony Jones with that same pitch, kind of cutting from Jones's left to right. Lights are on as the cloudy skies are holding back the sun, and Jones fouls that one off down the left field line. On the base paths for the Hurricanes, assistant coach is Bryce Myers, just left out of view on your screen, and the same for Coach Matt Tulloch down on first base as the base path coaches for the Hurricanes. The 3-2 fouled off. Seem to get away from the wind on our microphones, but it's all good. Just shy of an hour of play as we're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Hurricanes with a 3-run lead, and that one is up in the air in left field, but on the run is Colton Penner. He comes up with it.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 42, James Green.
If you've been watching the Hurricanes this past weekend and any of our home game broadcasts, you'll know this man right here is becoming red hot at midseason. Grounded out to the first baseman, but he's racked up 6 home runs in about 7 games. Those fast hands right there are exactly why. Our home plate umpire and crew chief Alan Alford behind the dish with Lee Dunn on the infield calls for this afternoon. Our officiating crew. 1-1 count with 1 out on the left fielder Green. And he's had a bit of advantage to that breaking ball from Warnock that starts toward the right-handed batter's box and then comes in. So for Green, that serves up a great pitch to swing at as long as it stays on pitch path and doesn't drop out. The 1-2. Swing and a miss.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 4, Steven Kreiner.
Kreiner popped out to the right fielder in his first at-bat. Had a flurry of home runs in the beginning of the season. Has been quiet on that front. Here in the middle stretch as we actually get into the back half now that we're April 2nd. The first 2 pitches from Warnock to Kreiner don't make their way into the strike zone. 2 out and nobody on. And the 2-0 gets fouled off. Still have a good midweek crowd, up to about 85 people right now, but very quiet in the live chat for some reason. Kreiner On the run is the center fielder, and he comes up with it on the track. Hurricanes go down in order: Jones, Green, and Kreiner. And when the Hurricanes come back in the fifth, it'll be Dunn, Labello, and Costello. Henry Good has thrown 38 strikes on 54 pitches, having faced 15 batters. He's had 5 strikeouts, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 innings of work. And the first pitch to start off the top of the 5th is a swing and a miss on Colton Mays, the right fielder. He swung to strike himself out in his first at-bat in the 3rd. Henry Good has had 3 back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Soft grounder on the right side. Good flips it. And a 1-3 for the first out. Caden Schlechte, center fielder. Schlechte, a right-handed sophomore out of Hickory Ridge High School in Charlotte, 180 pounds, 5'11". And that looks like home plate umpire Alan Alford might have taken that one off the foot. I think those are steel-toed shoes, though, that the umpires wear, so hopefully he's protected, but he's taking his time coming back. No rush after receiving a foul tip. 1 out and an 0-2 count on the second batter, Caden Schlechte. And he reaches, slaps one. Slowinski to Dunn. Quick 2 outs with Cam Matthews stepping in. He struck out in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. The 4th out of 5 strikeouts for Henry Good as he deals his 60th pitch. It sails a little bit up, and the count is 1-0. Cutting fastball, and Matthews bites at it but fouls it off. 1-1. Henry Good's fastball finds the outside edge, and he quickly now has the advantage. The 1-2. Off-speed breaking ball. Gets Matthews swinging out front of it as he pulls it foul toward his own dugout on the 3rd baseline. A swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for the freshman right-hander Henry Good. As we're in the middle of the 5th here at the historic Frazier Field at Louisburg College in Louisburg, North Carolina. We're at the far end of West College Street. If you're in the area listening, come on out, watch it for your own eyes. But if you're the 70 some odd people that are watching the live stream currently right now, and you have the ability in the chat, let us know where you're watching from, who you're here on behalf of. Maybe you're not here for either team. Maybe you're a coach, a player, a fan for one of the other D2 West Conference teams, and you're just curious to see what comes of this midweek conference matchup between the Wake Tech Community College Eagles and the Louisburg College Hurricanes. As they face off for a midweek conference matchup, the second of a few more to come this season. All of their games scheduled on Wednesdays, between Ting Stadium last Wednesday, here at Louisburg this Wednesday, and I think it ping-pongs back and forth, if I'm not mistaken, or I could be. Right now, though, the Hurricanes with a 3-0 lead as we're going into the bottom of the 5th. And an attempted bunt by the first baseman, Jace Dunn. '73rd pitch from Aiden Warnock outside, and the count now is even, 1-1 on the leadoff batter. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hurricanes leading by 3 on 4 hits. The Eagles have picked up 2 hits in the 4th inning, but left runners on as Henry Good and his defense have been very effective so far. The 2-1 sounded like it went just off the plate into the glove of Cameron Rickaball. Dunn is 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI on that. The hitters count 3-1. And he lines that one right to the glove of the second baseman, Cam Matthews. Line out 4 in the book.
And now batting for right fielder number 39, Nick Labello.
Labello steps in for the day, swinging .337 average and .436 on base. He watches the first offering from Aiden Warnock that misses low and away. And Warnock looks back at the mound like a turf monster just jumped up out of the clay. And he pitched that one and ditched it well out of play on the opposite side from Labello. And Warnock now 80th pitch inside, gets Labello swinging on a high fastball. 2-1 count with 1 out. And that one over the hat of the right fielder, Labello. The Steiners and Colbreth family chiming in. Thanks for letting us know you're out there and watching. Appreciate your attendance. The 3-1, the breaking ball that rides high, and Nick Labello able to draw the walk in his second at bat. Coach DJ Russ comes out to talk with the starting pitcher, Aiden Warnock, as he's sitting just over 80 pitches in his third start of the season. He's made 10 appearances. So that's 1 of 2 permitted, and there are some arms now that are making their way out to the bullpen for the Eagles. Top of the lineup for your Louisburg College Hurricanes is Tewa Costello. He walked and reached on his second, walked on his first and reached on his second at bat. I'll give you a little bit of field sounds until that wind picks up again. It's very comfortable though today in the high 60s. Sun is not blazing hot, but lots of pollen flying, making its way into the booth. It's covered in here, believe it or not. You'd think we were outdoors. Hard hit on the right side. Matthews slipped as he was breaking to second because Labello on a hit and run was more than halfway down. And then the field umpire, Lee Dunn, he had to jump out of the way, and that's going to be it for Aiden Warnock as head coach DJ Russ comes out for the second time in the same inning, and that's mandatory, getting the hook for a pitcher. So runners first and third with 1 out. As Labello reaches third on a hit and run action with Tewa Costello. With his second hit out of 3 at-bats, he walked in the first, but a very well-played hit and run action between the catcher and the right fielder for the Hurricanes, Costello and Labello. Aiden Sumner coming in as the first reliever for the Eagles. He's got a 15.43 ERA. He's made 6 appearances, having gone 4 2/3 innings combined. He's given up 8 hits, 8 runs, 4 walks, has 4 strikeouts to his record. He's given up 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Just reading the stats are available from the Eagles stats website. His opposing batting average is .364. Good time to remind everybody who's watching this afternoon, we appreciate that you're with us. And we're just letting you know Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. All season long, being brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed. They provide like Tractor Supply Company, but more. And Mangum Insurance, kind of like State Farm, but more. And Johnny's Barbecue. I don't know who they compare to, but they just provide you more. More whole hog barbecue. Cusick now steps in for his 3rd appearance. He's grounded out to the third baseman twice. So an Aiden Warnock and now an Aiden Sumner. Check swing, and the throw down to second, cut off in the middle. And Labello reaches. Costello now takes off from second to third. And the pitch to Colin Cusack did not make it through the strike zone. So he has a 2-0 count with 1 out and a runner on third. So another run scores and another runner in scoring position. Down on third base as Colin Cusack steps in with a 2-0 count. Hard hit, but that'll be out of play. Into the practice field for the football team. I like the sounds of the field too much, even with the wind, so we're going to let it roll. The 2-1. Misses inside on Cusick, the second baseman. Middle infield playing back and deep. The corners about true. The 3-1. That does find the outside corner to fill up the count. Teowa Costello is always a threat, but he's on third right now with 1 out. The full count from Sumner. Breaking ball, it gets hit high and far. Colton Penner back, and he catches it right in front of the warning track. Costello tags up, and he scores another run. So a 5-run game on 5 hits for the Hurricanes. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out, 2 outs, pardon me, as Colin Cusack gets a sac fly.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Evans Lewinsky.
Lewinsky batting .314 before the game. Singled in his last at-bat. In his first, he had a fly out to the center fielder. Down the middle, evens up the count, 1-1. Sumner out of East Henderson High School is a 6'3" freshman, 220 pounds. If you can't see it, he's a right-hander. And Sumner finds the inside corner to even up the count. 2-2-2, nobody on. The 2-2, back on that inside corner. So the first strikeout of the game for the Eagles comes on a window shopper from Slowinski. And when the Hurricanes come back, it'll be Shadle, Jones, and Green. Henry Good back on the bump for the Hurricanes as we start the top of the 6th inning. Cameron Rickabaugh strokes one in the right field, drops in front of Nick Labello. Runner on first as we're at the top of the 6th. And an off speed from Henry Good. Swing and a miss. No. Pickoff, not in time, but really close. Putting words in our infield umpire Lee Dunn's head because he paused for a moment like he was thinking about it. The 0-1, check swing. Alan Alford, though, says, you went. Max Gustafsson, I am so sorry. I wish I could say that better. I am terrible at German. Jace Dunn with a little pat on Cameron Rickabaugh with the attempted pickoff as he comes back head first. The 0-2. Swung on, lined into right. It'll drop in for a single as Labello plays it on a hop. And Slowinski cuts it off in the middle infield. 2 back-to-back hits now for the Eagles. Puts a runner on second and first. And it looks like we're going to see an arm head out to the bullpen. Would appear to be Harrison Lombardi going out to warm up for the Hurricanes. But boy, has Henry Good put on a show in the midweek. 5 innings, 52 strikes, 6 strikeouts. He's only given up 4 hits and no runs. Colton Penner, the left fielder, struck out looking in his first at-bat in the first inning, and then he singled in the 4th. The 1-0, swung on, line to Kreiner in center. He stops under it and hits the cutoff. Well, tried to hit the cutoff. It threw a little bit over Slowinski's head, but Shadle picked it up at third. So a routine line out for Colton Penner. 1 out and 2 on. Blake Gaffney, the designated hitter, grounded out to the second baseman and then singled. And the first pitch, a fastball down the middle. Almost ceremonial to let the first pitch go by, and I don't understand that. I think the best hitters really attack even on the first pitch. The 0-1. Swung on, pulled foul down the right line. Hits the batting turtle out of frame on the right. You can't see it, but it's kind of a part of the field of play, though it's deemed out of play. It's the whole thing. If you've not been here, you have to come see it. And now Henry Good ahead in the count, 0-2 with 1 out and runners on first and second. Gaffney puts one the opposite way as a left-hander. James Green comes up with it. And the throw down to second, not going to be in time as there was a bit of hesitation from Costello on that throw. As runs score. So an opposite field single with an extra base for Blake Gaffney. Rickaball, fly ball on the right side. Colin Cusick takes it behind first base as Nick Labello comes on. Two outs and runners second and third. Gustafson is on third and Gaffney on second. Jen Steiner, two pop outs. Looks at Henry Good's fastball that sails up and away. And Henry Good answers back with a strike, 1-1. Steiner with the fly ball in the center field. Kreiner's coming on, and he makes the catch. As two are left on, one run scores, a couple of hits. But no real damage done as the Hurricanes still leading by 4 runs as we're in the middle of 6 here at Frazier Field in Louisburg, North Carolina. John Labello checking in from New York City. Welcome aboard, sir. And Sandy Blackburn. Appreciate the compliments, ma'am. Kenny Shadle stepping in. First pitch from Sumner misses low and away. Shadle flied out and grounded out in his first 2 at-bats. He looks at an off-speed strike that evens up the count, 1-1. Sumner's breaking ball finds the outside corner, and Shadle cordially asks crew chief Alan Alford if that was on the front outside corner, and it seemed like he agreed. The 1-2. And the curveball blocked by the catcher, Rickaball. 4-run game now as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hard hit on the left side. Steiner down to a knee and throws it across, 5-3 to get the leadoff batter.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10.
Fifth batter in the lineup for this afternoon, second for this inning, is Anthony Jones. He picked the DH straw today. Typically that is an indication that he could be a relieving pitcher toward the end of the game. He is a two-way player for the Hurricanes. And that one gets away from Rickabaugh. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Second batter, as we're in the bottom of the 6th out of 9 innings scheduled. The 3 o'clock game didn't kick off till about 3:50. And an off-speed pitch from Sumner rides up a little bit, but boy, that looked like a meatball to me. If Anthony Jones has better plate discipline than I would have been swatting at flies trying to hit that 3-4 times. There he makes Sumner answer back, and he finds the strike zone. 2-2 with 1 out. There's an old Looney Tunes cartoon. Fouled off. Missing my partner in crime this afternoon, Caden Lasley. He's going to be riding solo this weekend, as I will be out of town. And Jones skies that one out of play. And the count still knotted up 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jones looking to put a good bat on 1. And that one he has to duck away from. The breaking ball doesn't break from Sumner. Soft roller to the shortstop. 6-3. Gustafson to Schultz.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 42, James Green.
We've been talking this man up because he deserves it. Grounded out and struck out in his first 2 at-bats, but let's just say the threat is real when this man's at the plate. Swing and a miss. Been bouncing around between 70 and 80 viewers this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Junior College Athletic Association baseball as the Louisburg College Hurricanes take on the Wake Tech Community College Eagles. We're at the historic Frazier Field. Many generations of young baseball players have come through this organization right here and on this hallowed ground, Frazier Field. And Green fouls that one off down the first base line. We had Coach Frazier on in the early part of the season. He's usually right outside our broadcast door here on the balcony deck watching the games. We'll have to see if we can get him to join us again. It's an interesting individual. The 1-2 rides up and evens up the count. 2s are wild right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Could only be wilder if we had 2 on. And Sumner and Green are in a battle right now. That's got to be about the 4th foul ball. The Hurricanes relieving pitchers down in the bullpen are just kind of sitting there now waiting. And that one gets away from Sumner as well as Rickabaugh, and that fills up the count. The payoff pitch. And James Green draws the walk carefully as he backs out of the box. Sun is breaking through here late in the afternoon. The clouds are finally burning off. We're probably going to break into the low 70s as forecasted. It's beautiful to see the sun shining in. The lights are on, believe it or not, here in the stadium because it had been so heavily overcast that it was getting dark as the sun was in the late afternoon. And Sumner with the quick work off the rubber tosses it into the opposite batter's box on Steven Kreiner. Kreiner is the 7th in the lineup this afternoon. There's a little bit of that 5 to 10 mile an hour wind blowing across our microphone, and I'm leaving it in because it, quite frankly, is a nice breeze coming in the box here as we're in the back half of the game, 9 innings, and we're in the bottom of the 6th. Hurricanes leading by 4 runs, and Sumner seemed to shake his arm in a late start, but believe it or not, Lee Dunn, our infield umpire, says James Green got under the tag. He's quick. So head coach DJ Russ talking with Lee Dunn on the third baseline, telling him that was a tough one to accept. That looked like Green had such a late start. But I don't know that he's going to be able to convince Lee Dunn that his call was incorrect. As we sit here waiting in the box, Steven Kreiner's got a 2-1 count with 2 outs, and now James Green down on second after a stolen base puts him in scoring position for the Hurricanes, as they could extend their lead back to 5 here if Kreiner comes up with a hit. The 2-1 inside, but finds the strike zone, says Alan Alford, our crew chief and home plate umpire. And now 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Sumner deals, and the breaking ball bounces off the ground in front of Rickabaugh, the catcher. The payoff pitch misses, and Kreiner picks up a walk. Jace Dunn, 8th of 9.
Now batting, first baseman, number 32, Jace Dunn.
Dunn had an RBI double in the second inning, his first at-bat, and then he lined out to the second baseman, Cam Matthews. Matthews just off his toes into the air, stuck his glove up, and came down with it. Spectacular first out in the 5th inning. And Jace Dunn now is going to look to do some more damage like he did in the second for the Hurricanes. The first pitch from Sumner misses as we have runners on first and second with 2 outs. The 1-0. Check swing. Misses the strike zone, and the count now moves up another notch. The 2-0. Same pitch, same result, and the count now moves to 3-0. Ceremonial strike likely coming from Sumner, and for whatever reason, the batters don't tend to swing at it. But Jace Dunn does. He pops it up on the infield. Steiner coming in calling for it, but the catcher calls him off. 2 left on as we move to the 7th. When the Hurricanes come back to the plate, Labello, Costello, and Cusick. Henry Good back on the bump for the beginning of the 7th inning. He has gone a total of 6 full innings for the Hurricanes. He's given up 5 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. He's thrown 59 strikes on 80 pitches, having faced 24 batters for the Hurricane, or against the Eagles on behalf of the Hurricanes. Here in the second matchup of the season between the Wake Tech Eagles and the Louisburg College Hurricanes, conference teams and conference matchups as they look to battle it out in the midweeks for the better part of the season this year on the schedule. No weekend matchups between these two clubs that I'm aware of. And the first pitch from Henry Good, a breaking ball off speed. To Colton Mays. The count 1-1. And Henry Good finds the outside corner again. Mays, the right fielder, struck out in the 3rd and then grounded out back to Henry Good in the 5th inning. Good trying to work Mays further and further away with that pitch. And there he gets him to swing, but fouls it off as it smacks into Costello's chest protector. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. Mays 0 for 2. And Henry Good at 85 pitches, throwing a good one here in the midweek. Just what head coach Blake Herring needs and wants, so too does the rest of the club from their starters. Going deep, sparing the bullpen. We're in the top of the 7th out of 9. And a swing and a miss. Henry Good is hot this afternoon. That is the 2nd strikeout for Colton Mays against Henry Good. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we know it's 7 because I already told you the stat. I don't have to count them up in the book. Whoops, sorry about that. Caden Schlechte, the center fielder, flied out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. Bill Moran, thanks for joining us, sir. An alum of Louisburg College and Coach Frazier's first big leaguer. If you're in the area ever, sir, don't hesitate to come to a home game. We'd love to have you on and give us some memories of your time here at Louisburg College. Schedule it up with head coach Blake Herring. We'll get you in here. Full count now on the second batter, Caden Schlechte. And there is an arm down in the bullpen for the Hurricanes, and he strokes that one on the left side past Shadle, who's not going to be able to get to it. Sixth hit of the game for the Eagles. And Cam Matthews steps in. He has struck out twice against Henry Good, but this one he lofts into the air. James Green and Stephen Kreiner come together, and Kreiner takes care of that one quickly as the wind blows it down. Coach Herring yelling out to his outfielders, talk. Last thing they need is a collision in the outfield, or infield for that matter. 2 outs now. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Eagles. Cameron Rickabaugh struck out, hit by a pitch, and singled. He looks at a first pitch called strike from Henry Good. Good at 94 pitches. The pickoff, not in time, but boy, Lee Dunn is dramatically slow to call those pickoffs. Makes me think something good's going to come. Off speed. Foul ball, says Alan Alford. That was an interesting yell of foul ball. Almost sound like he's yelling at his kids. 0-2 count with 2 outs and a runner on first. Rickaball at the plate. And he looks at it, but Alan Alford doesn't give it to Henry Good. That looked pretty good for Henry Good. The 1-2, runner goes. Throw down from Costello, and that should be it. Nope. Lee Dunn says he got around that tag from Slowinski. I think that's the first stolen base for the Eagles this afternoon. 2-2 and 2. Twos are wild. We got a runner on second with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Henry Good at 98 pitches at the moment. Oh, man, that looked close. The full count payoff, and he loses him to a walk. First one of the day, not too shabby in the top of the 7th for Henry Good as he's closing in on 100. Well, that was 100 pitches right there. Gustafson, Max Gustafson, the shortstop, grounded out, struck out, and singled. And right now, Henry Good looks like he wants to get through this on his own. That's what every starting pitcher wants with 2 outs. And his breaking ball makes it outside in on the left-handed batter, Gustafson. Count tied up at 1 each. The 1-1 swung on and fouled toward the Hurricanes' dugout. These protective screens in front of the dugout are like trampolines when a foul ball hits them. Ricochets the ball back toward the outfield or infield. Henry Good with the 1-2, and it misses a little bit up and away. The 2-2 swung on. Foul into the bullpen of the Eagles. Two and two, and swung on, popped up on the right side. Jace Dunn in foul territory, calling for it, and he makes it. Runners left on, no runs score, no errors. Otherwise known as no runs, some hits, no errors. 2 left on as we are in the middle of 7 here at Frazier Field in Louisburg, North Carolina. Going to join us? Welcome back to Hurricanes baseball. We're in the middle of 7, about to start the bottom of 7 with the Hurricanes coming to the plate. Henry Good makes it through 7 full innings, giving up only 1 run on 6 hits, has 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. A terrific day for the freshman right-hander out of Garner High School. 106 pitches, 74 strikes. That's a terrific stat line for the midweek starter. And Nick Lobello is going to start it off in the bottom of the 7th for the Hurricanes. New pitcher for the Wake Tech Eagles. Trying to get all my papers straightened out. I think it's Josh Horton. I think his jersey says 18. And he has a 4.91 ERA with 2 strikeouts across 3 2/3 of an inning pitched. My wingman, Caden Lasley, chiming in. Watching in the stream with the other 70-plus people. Make sure you get your chops ready for the weekend, sir. You're going to have 3 games on your hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter, Nick Lobello, bottom of the order for the day. He singled and walked in his 2 at-bats. Horton misses and fills up the count. Horton out of Midlothian High School in Richmond, Virginia. Hope that's correct, and I said it correctly. 195 pounds, 6-footer, sophomore. Right-handed pitcher. Kind of reels back and just lets it rip. Nick Lobello puts one on a rope into left field. Oncoming, though, is Penner. This ball sounds like it being a hard hit today and getting me excited for a certain kind of call, and I don't want to jinx us or get us ahead of anything. Costello walked and had 2 hits so far today. 2 for 2. Costello really goes after that one. Brings himself across home plate into the other batter's box. That's when you know you're putting everything into it. When your weight carries you across after you get done swinging. The 1-1. Fastball that rides up. Not sure if you can see this on the live stream, but there's plenty of pollen that keeps popping off, like a cloud coming off the catcher's glove, Rickabaw's glove. Check swing from Costello, and Lee Dunn out in shallow right field on the right field line says, nope, he did not go. Costello has great plate discipline on those check swings. The hitter's count right now, 3-1 with 1 out for Teoa Costello. The pitch. Big cut again. If he hits that, it's either going straight through the infield or somewhere specific in the outfield. The full count to Costello. And he pops it up on the right side. Rickabaugh toward the net. And it's over into the stands. The payoff, and Costello draws a walk. So his second walk of the afternoon. He's got 2 of those and 2 singles. Hearing a bunch of music outside. I don't know if it's coming from the softball stadium or what, but it's confusing me. I know you folks at home aren't hearing it. 1 out, 1 on. Second batter in the lineup, Colin Cusick. Bunt to the third base side. Horton picks it up. Infield umpire Lee Dunn says the force at first was successful. So a sac infield bunt by Cusick will advance Costello and leave the Hurricanes with 2 outs and a runner on second. Evan Slewinski. Fly out, ground ball, or single and a strikeout. He takes a hack at Horton's fastball and fouls it off. Horton at 15 pitches now in the bottom of the 7th. And Slewinski's 1 for 3 on the day. 2 outs, and Costello on second. 82 folks, thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, let us know where you're watching from. It's always fun to hear of the alum from past years here at Louisburg, or even other family from around the country. Thanks for joining us, letting us know you're out there. The 1-1 to Slewinski, swing and a miss. If I had to guess, it looked like it was an off-speed pitch from Horton that got Slewinski ahead of it, and he just couldn't put the air brakes on fast enough. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Horton able to get himself out of a situation with 1 runner on. Harrison Lombardi coming in for Henry Good as the first reliever on the day. Looks like Alan Alford needs a little swig of water. Harrison Lombardi coming in as the first reliever out of the bullpen for the Hurricanes. He's pitched 17 innings this season with an 8.47 ERA, has 8 strikeouts to his record. Lombardi going to get a few extra pitches as a new pitcher coming in for the Hurricanes. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Hurricanes, and only 1 run on 6 hits for the Eagles. First pitch from Harrison Lombardi, misses a little bit up and away. And Colton Penner, the first batter to see the first reliever. He struck out, had a single, and then lined out in his 3 at-bats so far this afternoon. 4-run game as we start the top of the 8th inning. We have 2 to go. He checks swings but can't hold back. Almost a sword. The 1-2 swung on, popped up on the right side. Labello and Cusick are going to call for it. And Labello calls him off as he comes in from right field to put the first out on the board in the top of the 8th. Blake Gaffney, the DH, grounded out and singled twice. So he's 2 for 3. As he looks at Harrison Lombardi for the first time this afternoon, and Lombardi deals a breaking ball that goes outside in on the left-handed batter for a called strike. Popped up, center field, Kreiner. Under it, can of corn, 2 away. Fly out to Labello in right. Now a fly out to Kreiner in center. And in comes Nick Schultz, the first baseman. He flied out to the second baseman, Colin Cusick, in his last at-bat. Check swing, but a strike on the outside of the zone. Schultz grounded out and popped out in his first 2 at-bats and then flied out in his 3rd. Lombardi misses, 1-1. 2 away, nobody on. Top of the 8th inning. The 1-1, check swing, goes to Lee Dunn, and he says he swung. So Schultz now behind in the count, 1-2, as he can't lay off the pitch from Harrison Lombardi. Lombardi deals, and Schultz fouls that one off to head coach DJ Russ, who's on 3rd. Down on 1st as a base path coach, presumably Mitchell Seymour or Jonah Mitchuk, assistant coaches for the Eagles. The 1-2 with 2 out, breaking ball that goes outside, and Schultz lets it fly away. Harrison Lombardi on the 2-2. A fastball that stays up over the top of the zone, and Schultz doesn't bite. Fills up the count now. The payoff pitch. Swung on, lined into left. James Green coming on. Diving, makes the play like a pro. Terrific play by James Green out in left field to end the top of the 8th inning. A 1-2-3 for Harrison Lombardi. And the Hurricanes, a fly out to right, center, and left, like a doctor ordered it. No runs, no hits, no errors, as we're in the middle of 8. Steiner, Mays, and Schlechte will be up for the Eagles in the 9th. But right now, your Louisburg College Hurricanes are looking to bring up to the plate. Shadle, Jones, and Green. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube, being brought to you this season in part by the following sponsors: Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years. Mangum Insurance Agency, with offices in Coates and Dunn and products and service for each and every occasion. And Johnny's Barbecue, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue, right here in Louisburg, North Carolina. Let them know that you saw their ad on our broadcast here for the Louisburg College baseball team. See if they won't throw you a little discount or something. Hard not to know this man as he steps to the plate. Has a very unique build, and it's one that tends to put the ball deep. Shadle with a center field fly out and then a couple of infield grounders. First time he's seeing Horton. The 1-0 and a big cut, swing and a miss by Shadle. Anthony Jones on deck. Another character that can do some damage. The 2-1. Inside, but finds the strike zone. Shadle didn't like that. Shook it off a little bit as he exited the box. Crew Chief Alan Alford, not to be argued with. The 2-2. Check swing. He holds off. Lee Dunn out there in right field says nope. And I would agree. Shadle did really well keeping his hands back and the wrists from breaking, and that barrel just stayed pretty much pointed right back at Alan Alford. Full count pitch now from Horton to Shadle, and he swings away at it and misses as it tails away. Anthony Jones, a DH of the day. More than a couple of quad of dingers for him this season with 23 RBIs. Jones walked in his first plate appearance and then lined out to left and then grounded out to the shortstop. He takes a first pitch called strike from Horton. The 0-1. Fastball upstairs, evens it up. 1-1. Cutter goes outside, 2-1 with one out on the DH. Two-way player, Jones is. First baseman and a right-handed pitcher. Horton deals, and Jones swings away at a off-speed pitch that gets him out ahead. So Horton, with only 3 2/3 of an inning on 4 appearances, is having a much better showing this afternoon against the Hurricanes than that slash line would indicate. Another arm in the bullpen for the Hurricanes warming up. Can't see who it is, but definitely a right-hander. Plenty of those in the bullpen for the Hurricanes this season. The 2-2. Swung on, straight up the middle goes Jones. And he puts a base hit in the book with 1 out. Seems like this man comes up clutch when you need him. He's had some spectacular plays in the outfield as well as here at the plate this season. And that one's up in the air, going to right field, and it goes foul. Best I can say there is shucks. A little bit of a breeze from center toward right field. That ball was going up in fair territory as it got into the outfield, and the closer it got to the outfield fence, it drifted foul. The 0-1. Green holds off on an inside pitch from Horton. Josh Horton came to the mound with a .286 opposing batting average. And a foul tip into the glove makes it a 1-2 count on the left fielder, Green. Green grounded out to the first baseman, then he struck out and walked in his 3 appearances so far this afternoon. The 1-2. Up and in, a little chin music on Green. And that'll tie up the count at deuces. The 2-2 popped up and out of play directly over the broadcast booth. Horton fills up the count on Green with a runner on first and 1 out. A 4-run game, 6 hits apiece for each team. No errors recorded as of yet defensively. The full count to Green. Fouled off. Horton now at 37 pitches. Full count reset, and he gets him looking on the outside. Horton came in with only 2 strikeouts, and he just put 3 in the book in the last inning and 2/3. So he is having a good day on the mound for the Eagles. Steven Kreiner looks at a first pitch called strike. He flied out to the right fielder, then the center fielder, and then he walked. And so he is 0 for 2. And looking to make something happen with 2 outs and a runner on first. And Horton, again, finds the outside edge. Kreiner tips his head in disbelief, but not much you can do except swing the bat and try to put some composite on it. And Horton ahead 0-2 with 2 out. Kreiner goes down, pops it up into center, oncoming. And Schlechte comes up with it. So 1 left on at the bottom of 8. While the Hurricanes still lead by 4. Leighton Babb, your second reliever of the afternoon with 4 1/3 inning pitched, 4 strikeouts. He's going to look to improve that stat line right there as he comes in to start the top of the 9th inning for the Hurricanes. First pitch popped up on the right side, out of play for Nick Labello. Leighton Babb deals, and ducking out of the way is Jen Steiner, and he'll pick up a second strike as the bat makes contact with the ball, even though he was diving to the deck to protect himself. Steiner has had a fly out to right center, and I missed his third plate appearance result, except it was an out. I believe it was a ground ball, but I could be mistaken. He is 0 for 3. Check swing in on the hands, and the count now is doubled up 2 each on the leadoff batter. Steiner comes in batting .297 to this afternoon's competition. And a local product, as I mentioned, out of Apex Friendship High School. One of a number of class of 2024 players from that conference tournament championship team that went on to play in college. Steiner fouls that one off down the third baseline to Kenny Shadle. Ground ball to Slowinski. 6-3, but he bounces it, and it gets past Jace Dunn. Kind of a half effort by the shortstop. Not sure what that was about, but the throw not with the intensity required to get Steiner out. He's got plenty of base path speed, and he beat out a soft throw from the Hurricanes shortstop. So kind of think that's going to be an E6 if I had to guess. Leighton Babb now on the mound. Comes set. And he throws a breaking ball, and looks like he slipped on his right foot, pushing off the mound. Cusick and Slowinski just swapped on the middle infield. Something about Slowinski shaking his arm. Colton Mays at the plate. He struck out twice and grounded out, so he is, I take that back, Mooring for Mays. Steiner on first, no outs, the 1-1. And the fastball from Leighton Babb just misses below the strike zone. The 2-1. Same spot, misses a little bit low. No arms in the bullpen for the Hurricanes at the moment. Very early. A hitter's count, though, right now, 3-1. And Mooring draws the walk out of Leighton Babb. And there goes Anthony Jones to the bullpen just as a precaution. Should Babb not be able to dial in the strike zone. As Costello goes out, try to break this funk that Babb is battling with at the moment. Last Saturday, I'd asked Caden Lasley as a catcher, when you go out there, what types of things do you talk about? Is it just about anything to get their mind off of, the situation? And now we're going to get a pinch runner for Mooring. And that looks like John Mason. He's from Hoggard High School out of Wilmington as a pinch runner on first. John Steiner for himself down on second. And it looks like Troy Daniels now is going to go in for Slowinski, who's been favoring his right arm after that throw that he tried to make to first base. So a little concerning there for Slowinski. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Schlechte looks at a first pitch called strike from Leighton Babb. Schlechte flied out to center, grounded out to short, and then had a single with an extra base. And he lets the breaking ball from Babb go. And that evens up the count, 1 apiece. The 1-1 gets a called strike. The 1-2 check swing, it rides up high. The 2-2 in tight. It's quick notification. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Louisburg College baseball team may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, while the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Louisburg College baseball team. Coach Herring going to come out to talk with Leighton Babb. There's something he just picked up on that he thought might help, but now I'm seeing Anthony Jones coming out of the bullpen, and Babb is going to get relief after loading up the bases and no outs. And this will be some uphill work for Anthony Jones as he makes the trot from right field bullpen. Any of you who've been here, you know that the left field and right field lines in the far outfield corners are flanked by bullpens for home and visitors. See if we can't pick up a stat line for Anthony Jones from the mound. Coming into this afternoon, Jones with a 4.09 ERA. A trusted closer for Coach Herring and the Hurricanes this season. Jones has made 7 appearances with 2 game starts earlier in the season. Those both are wins to his record. 11 innings pitched on 15. Take that back. 11 innings, having given up 15 hits, 11 runs, and 1 walk. He has 6 strikeouts to his record. His opposing batting average is .300, and he's faced 50 batters. So Jones, as mentioned, he's a trusty veteran, sophomore right-hander, has provided plenty as a first baseman. Have seen him taking reps at third, have seen him hit home runs, have seen him not this season here, but I've seen him play for the American Legion last summer as a catcher in addition to a first baseman. So Anthony Jones is a pure athlete, jack of all trades. Right now, the Hurricanes need some mojo because they got bases loaded with no outs, and it's a 4-run game. Anthony Jones finds the strike zone there to even up the count 1-1 as Caden Schlechte is at the plate. Take that back. It says Matthews. A grounder. Jones back to Costello. They get the force at home. Apologies, that was Matthews who grounded out. And Steiner gets thrown out at home. So a fielder's choice in that last play. And now we're to the top of the lineup, Cameron Rickabaugh. He struck out in the first to start off the game. Then he was hit by a pitch in the fourth. He singled in the sixth and walked in the seventh. And right now he's got 1 out with his teammates on each of the bags. He swings past an off speed from Anthony Jones. And the Hurricanes dugout liked that one. Third one there, not so great, but 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rickabaugh. Jones deals the 1-2, chopped to Daniels at second, flips, and a 4-6-3 double play is going to prevent that run from scoring. And that right there, folks, should be the game. And it looks like we lost a camera, but the Hurricanes pick up the midweek win as desired as they go through the midfield celebrations. Henry Good picks up his 3rd win of the season on a spectacular midweek performance from the freshman right-hander, having gone 7 innings with 7 strikeouts and 1 walk. A terrific stat line for Henry Good and the Hurricanes this afternoon. For Coach Herring and the entire Louisburg College baseball organization, I'm Bill Martone saying thank you for joining us in this broadcast. Have a good rest of your afternoon, and hopefully you'll be able to watch Hurricanes baseball right back here on the Louisburg Sports Network this Saturday as they take on the Catawba Valley Community College team that are in first place. So a 3-game homestand set live from behind the backstop on the Louisburg Sports Network. Thanks for joining us. Have a great afternoon, everybody.